All right, free agency day number 2 definitely gave us a lot more than day number 1 as far as offensive players, fantasy football goes. Got to dive into all of it real quick. I will do that as fast as I can. And then at the end, I will stick around, answer some of your questions. So make sure you stick around, get your questions in the chat. I will get to those. But first, I got to keep reminding you, flockfantasy.com/endgame. It's where you need to be. This is how you get access to bonus content like articles, live streams, bonus videos, our 2023 rankings, draft guides, live streams. I think I said that already. Access to us, access to Mason from Flock Fantasy, access to Dynastyland football, access to Fantasy Stock Exchange, access to our new Discord. By the way, we are moving Discord servers. You go to flockfantasy.com/endgame. It takes like less than a minute to sign up. You don't need to commit payment or anything if you don't want to. If you decide to, you will get 30% off your subscription, whichever one you choose. You can check it out for 2 days. You'll get access to the Discord. You'll get access to us. flockfantasy.com/endgame. Sign up in under a minute. Go do it. When you're done here, though, wait for that. Also, link in the description if you want the easy way. Okay, let's get into this. We got to start once again with Aaron Rodgers. Nothing new on Aaron Rodgers other than he may be on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow and may drop some news, may not drop some news. I don't know. Who knows with Aaron Rodgers? They might not even talk about the Jets. Who knows with Aaron Rodgers? But this situation is getting crazy. The Jets even went out there to sign Alan Lazard. We'll get to that in a little bit. It sounds like they're trying to do whatever they can to persuade Aaron Rodgers. Maybe tomorrow we'll have some clarity on this. We will see. But as of right now, Aaron Rodgers still holding the Jets hostage, still holding the Packers hostage. Nobody knows what's going on. Even the players are getting frustrated. Maybe we'll get some clarity tomorrow on the Pat McAfee show. Let's find out. And then also we got to talk about old man Michael Thomas. 10 games since 2019. But, hey, they restructured his deal. He's back. He's a Saint. Not worried about Chris Olave at all. I still love Chris Olave with Derek Carr. Michael Thomas, okay, fine. Take a shot on him in the last round of your draft if you want. Maybe he'll stay healthy for half the season if you're lucky. I don't know. He's old. He's not nearly as good. I saw his perception from Matt Harmon. He's still a good wide receiver, but he's no longer elite. But, hey, he's on a football field, so got to talk about him. I know people are going to ask. And then another old guy who may be a little bit better, Darren Waller, now on the Giants. Not really sure I like this for Darren Waller. I mean, there's not a lot of competition for targets at least, but he's, it's the Giants. It's not a high-volume passing attack. It's Daniel Jones. He's like, 31, 32 years old. Also been dealing with injuries. He's fine, I guess, in the later rounds of your drafts as a tight end. You could do worse, but I'm not really loving the Darren Waller move to the Giants. Now for a big one, and this kind of was surprising when it hit. David Montgomery to the Lions. A couple things here. Number one, Lions. Jamal Williams. How do you do this to Jamal Williams? How do you do this to one of the most fun, entertaining players in football who just set your franchise's record for touchdowns? How do you do this to him? But also DeAndre Swift. I guess it's never going to happen for DeAndre Swift. I mean, he'll be okay, but you got to think David Montgomery. One thing about Jamal Williams, fine, Jamal Williams, goal line back, lead back, fine, whatever. But Jamal Williams didn't really catch passes. David Montgomery can actually catch passes, so I don't really know how this is going to shake out. You got to kind of like David Montgomery now behind this offensive line that, again, Jamal Williams just had 17 touchdowns on. And David Montgomery, for as much as I like Jamal Williams as a human being and as an entertainer, David Montgomery is a better running back than Jamal Williams. So pretty good for David Montgomery. Also, this is good for Khalil Herbert because the Bears, all they've done so far is Travis Homer. Maybe Khalil Herbert's the guy there. We'll see. There's talk that maybe now they're going to draft Bijan at 9. Who knows? But we'll see. But right now, yeah, pour one out for DeAndre Swift again. May not happen for DeAndre Swift, at least while he's on the Lions. And then another running back, Rashaad Penny, to the Eagles. I think this is a great spot for Penny. He's not going to be asked to handle a huge workload here. You know they're going to want to roll with the committee. They re-signed Boston Scott today as well. Kenneth Gainwell still there. Miles Sanders probably on the move for sure now. Penny is a great running back, but can he stay healthy? That's always a thing with Rashaad Penny. Can he stay healthy? He's only played 42 games in his 5 years in the NFL. Might be good when he's on the field, but man, what are you going to get for him? I think in like best ball drafts, he's worth a shot late, but in your season long, or even in Dynasty, I would be trading him right now if I could. But even in like your season long, I don't know. Maybe in the very last rounds, but probably not for me. I just been burned too many times by Penny. I can't do it again. And then, as I said earlier, the Jets, I guess, doing whatever they can to make Aaron Rodgers happy. Or maybe they just wanted Alan Lazard. Who knows? But they signed Alan Lazard to a deal today. So for whatever that's worth, he was terrible last year. He was okay, I guess. He's good for what he is. He's a good contested catch guy, good around the red zone, not a good separator. I saw his reception perception too. It's really, really bad. But he's here. This isn't going to make me change Garrett Wilson at all or even Elijah Moore at all. It's still going to come down to Aaron Rodgers for those guys. So, yeah, you can see here, 60 catches, 788 yards, and 6 touchdowns in 15 games last year. That's not very good. All right, and then for the Dolphins, bringing back both Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. So that maybe kills like any Eckler dreams. I know there was some talk maybe Eckler gets traded to the Dolphins. I mean, maybe they still could, but bringing back Wilson and Raheem Mostert. So who knows what we're going to see here. I mean, Raheem Mostert was good when he given the chance, but he's going to be, 32 this year? 33, something like that, getting up there in age. Wilson, he's kind of fine. I don't know. This isn't a big needle mover for me. Definitely something redraft only, maybe best ball only. You don't want these guys in Dynasty, in my opinion. And then another kind of, similar running back, Samaje Perine to the Broncos. This is interesting. I still think the Broncos could do more at running back or could even draft a running back. Remember, Javonte coming off a major knee injury, and Sean Payton has no ties to Javonte. He didn't draft Javonte. He hasn't coached Javonte. So I do think they're bringing in Perine, knowing that Javonte is not going to be ready week 1. Perine is a solid running back. They got him at a very cheap 2-year, $7.5 million deal, as you can see there. I can still see him drafting a running back, so don't go crazy for Perine yet. The Broncos have improved this offensive line, though, so that's a plus for whatever running back is there. And we know Perine is a good pass catcher, and I know there's a lot of talk like, Peyton loves to throw to the running backs, maybe, but he also had Alvin Kamara, so that may have something to do with it. But Perine, definitely somebody to keep your eye on, especially like in deeper best ball drafts, in the later rounds. And then finally, I think this is the last one. The Red Rocket is going to be the Panthers, maybe starting quarterback or maybe bridge QB, depending. We know the Panthers have the number 1 pick. They could go Stroud or Young there. And if that's the case, Andy Dalton is probably a backup to those guys. But if they do something like Anthony Richardson at 1, maybe they feel like Andy Dalton can, be that bridge quarterback this year. And then next year they can go to Anthony Richardson. So I think that about covers it. I don't know if I missed anything. I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments. I think that was the major ones today. So with all that out of the way, let's get to the questions you may have about this. And of course, okay, let's start right here. Rise above. What is up, my man? David Montgomery, does this mean DeAndre Swift is going to get traded? I don't think so. DeAndre Swift's on his rookie deal last year of his contract. I think they want that power back like Jamal Williams. And it sounded like they were far. It sounded like the reports are that they were far off, the the Lions and Jamal Williams. So I think they just want that 1-2 punch, that thunder and lightning kind of punch. And that's what David Montgomery gives them. So I don't think we'll see Swift get traded. It would be a bad thing, though, if he went somewhere, to a running back needy team. But I don't think we see it. Chris Cantu, what is up? Just traded Njoku for Montgomery, tight end premium, win or loss. I'm going to say it's probably a push in tight end premium depending on your team needs. If you're good at tight end and you need a running back, I'm okay with it. Tight end premium makes it closer, though. Yeah, and we did just see this report. Packers said they're willing, or it's a report, of course. These reports always come out, and who knows if there's any truth to them necessarily, but Packers saying they're willing to wait till draft day to trade Aaron Rodgers. So who knows when this thing will resolve itself? Who knows? So Chris thinks imagine Rodgers retires. It's definitely a possibility. It would be pretty funny if he strings the Jets along like this and then he retires. All right, Stinger, are we drafting MT any higher than we were before? I mean, not really. Not for me. I'm not drafting MT. Like last year, I wasn't drafting MT. And sure, 3 games, he had whatever. He was great because he scored like 4 touchdowns in 3 games, but he wasn't doing much outside of touchdowns. He's not the same guy. He's not an elite wide receiver anymore. He's fine, but Chris Olave is an elite wide receiver. I still think he'll be the number 1 here. Yeah, I'm not really on MT this year. I'm done with him. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's kind of funny. Yeah, the Giants essentially drafted Kadarius Toney at pick 20 and then traded him for Darren Waller. I mean, technically they traded pick 100 for Darren Waller, but they traded Kadarius Toney for pick 100 that then became Darren Waller. So it's kind of like they traded Toney for Waller. So definitely interesting there. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. So what's up? You made it. Good to see you made it. If Jets don't get Rodgers, what do they do? Play Zach Wilson? I mean, they might have to. Like you look at what free agent running back or wide receivers are left, because I didn't even mention this, but Taylor Heinicke signed with the Falcons today. So Carson Wentz, Jacoby Brissett. I mean, Andy Dalton's gone now. Jameis Winston is gone now. I guess Matt Ryan, he got cut. I didn't mention that. Matt Ryan got cut by the Colts, so maybe Matt Ryan. But yeah, it's going to be – this is really – the reason why this Aaron Rodgers thing, like I could care less. I could care less that he's on the McAfee show tomorrow. I'm not going to watch it. I'll get the Twitter alerts about what he says. But the reason why we should care, we have to care, I should say, is for Garrett Wilson, right? Because Garrett Wilson is a great wide receiver, and even Elijah Moore to some degree. These are good wide receivers. But if it's Carson Wentz or, Zach Wilson again or whatever, or Matt Ryan, there's no way. We have to drop those guys significantly because we've seen even talented wide receivers can't overcome these guys. So, yeah, this is actually sadly something we have to at least care about for fantasy. So hopefully tomorrow we get some clarity, but we'll see. But definitely if it's not Rodgers, it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad because there's not a lot out there at all. So thought on the running back one for the Bears. Yeah, I can't imagine the Bears. So all the Bears have right now is Khalil Herbert, Ebner, who they drafted last year and barely even saw the field, and Travis Homer, who they just signed today. But we know he's more of a special teamer, random change of pace guy. I got to think they're going to do something else at running back, but that doesn't mean they're going to do something significant at running back, right? Like we saw a guy like Samaje Perine get signed today. They could sign somebody like a guy like that who's not necessarily a threat to be, a workhorse running back, or they could draft a running back. Certainly that is an option. But right now, I think you have to be cautiously optimistic about Khalil Herbert. Khalil Herbert has been really good when given the chance. Maybe that is enough for the Bears. Maybe they view Herbert as a guy like, hey, we're good with Herbert. Cautiously optimistic for Herbert right now, for sure. That's right. Minshew is a free agent. Maybe Minshew would be the best option for Garrett Wilson. I forgot about Minshew. I forgot about him. Maybe he'd be the best option, sadly. Fantasy Dog, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for always being here and supporting us. Bartermania, what is up? Yeah, Minshew. I mean, man, Minshew probably better than like Wentz, right? For Garrett Wilson, or I don't know. Maybe Jacoby Brissett. I mean, Amari Cooper had some nice games with Jacoby Brissett, but yeah, definitely gonna be bad if it's not Aaron Rodgers. Chris KD, what is up? Good to see you. Where you been? I mean, does New England ever really do anything in free agency? I mean, Jacoby Myers got all the Patriots are going to the Raiders, right? It's like Josh McDaniels just taking like all the Patriots with him over to the Raiders. But yeah, I don't know. Do the Patriots ever really make noise in free agency? I don't feel like it. Gilmore to the Cowboys, is he dust? No, Gilmore looked good last year. He looked really good. I think that's a good move for the Cowboys. Bolster that secondary. They already have a great pass rush. Now you bolster that secondary. I think that was a great move for the Cowboys. I like that move. Yeah, I mean, Wilson might be okay for the Jets, but he won't be good for Garrett Wilson or Elijah Moore. We already know this. So yeah, hopefully, I mean, for fantasy purposes, I hope it's Aaron Rodgers. For the chaos, I hope he like retires. I hope he strings him along, and then at the last second retires just for the chaos. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with the McAfee show tomorrow. So, anyways, any more question, guys? I don't want to make this too long. I know it's late. I just want to go over the free agency news really quick. We did have some good stuff as far as for that should affect fantasy going this year, especially that Monty one. That was huge. If not, guys, appreciate it. Don't forget, flockfantasy.com/endgame. You can sign up in under a minute. We'll get you access to our new Discord server, get you access to Pierre and I, our bonus articles, our bonus live streams, our rankings, all that good stuff. Plus, if you decide to sign up, you get 2 days to try it for free, but you get access to the Discord forever, so you don't have to worry about that. But you also get try it for free if you decide to subscribe, 30% off your memberships. So I'll probably be back tomorrow. I'm expecting to be back tomorrow, assuming that there's anything good. Should we draft Swift now? You still got to draft Swift. You still have to draft him. He's too good. He's too talented. We've seen it even in limited touches. He can put up numbers. I think in our mocks, he's been going like around round 5. That feels pretty fair to me right now. Yeah, that feels fair to me. So anyways, guys, appreciate you jumping on. Like I said, I plan on being on here again tomorrow night. Yes, there will be a draft tomorrow as well. Mock drafts. That's the other thing. Fantasy football, flockfantasy.com/endgame. And if you do decide to subscribe, 30% off, you get first dibs on the mock drafts as well as everything else. But yes, mock draft tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. I plan on being back here tomorrow night, same time, assuming things happen tomorrow, assuming it's not a dead day. But hopefully we get more good signings like we had today. Do it again tomorrow. Thank you. Appreciate that very much, Chris. Good to see you. All right, everybody. Appreciate you hopping on at the late hour. Hopefully tomorrow we get some news on the Aaron Rodgers hostage situation. We shall see. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.